My husband and I, we have had countless conversations with all of our children about the importance of understanding when you are moving in different spaces with people that do not look like you. And it's unfortunate that we have to have these conversations.
There's nothing there. Nolan is not on the boat. There's nobody that look like Nolan on the boat. I want to tell you guys about Shenergy. If you're looking for an energy drink that's clean, 75 milligrams of caffeine, nootropics that help you with focus so you don't crash and have all that crazy stuff in your drinks. You don't need to do that. That's over time that's going to destroy you. But we didn't just create an energy drink because we care about your overall energy and health. So we created an energy drink and a night drink. One that helps you go to sleep, wake up with energy, and the other one gives you sustainable energy throughout the day. So if you're looking for a company that agrees with your values, American-based, American-made, American customer service, look no further. ShenergyLife.com has you covered. And then we have a money-back guarantee. You take the product that don't work for you, we'll get your money back. So anybody that believes that these boys need legal fees taken care of or whatever else they need, go ahead and support. Go ahead and support. And let me tell you, in my heart of hearts, after reviewing all this stuff and listening to everything, I want to support them. I'm trying to be fair, and I can give them a popularity. You know, I can push it out there and let y'all make an opportunity at it. I'm going to try to be fair until the conclusion of the case that I'm not going to give to either GoFundMe or GiveSendGo's. But I'm going to tell you what, I'll put it out there if y'all want to support. I think it's invaluable that people support people who have been done wrong. I don't care if they were black, they were white, they were women, men. When wrong is wrong. And for you to put these young men in a position where you're claiming that they killed somebody with no evidence whatsoever, only based on the skin color, come on and support. We got the link in the description section. All right, let's get to this Cajun Navy geospatial timeline and vessel movement analysis document. Now, this was something that was breaking news. Look at what happened. Look at all of this. Blah, 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 blah. I saw another weirdo online just pumping this up, pumping it up. That dude used his whole live stream to talk about this, and it's a nothing burger. I went and reviewed it before I ever put it out to you guys, so I'm not going to mislead you and lead you astray and lie to you so I can get viewers and I can get people on here so I can sell you something. I'm not going to do that. We reviewed this thing, and it's a nothing burger. I don't even know why the Cajun Navy put this out. There's nothing there. Maybe it gives people fodder. They can create a lie because they know you're not going to read 26 pages. But I'm going to have Grant read the synopsis because we went through, wrote you a quick synopsis on what you will see and won't see, and I'm going to go through the document so you know we didn't just make this up. All right? Grant, roll it.
Yes, sir. The United Cajun Navy report does not determine how Nolan Wells died or assign responsibility to anyone. Its most important finding is that a major gap remains in the timeline between Nolan's last independent corroborated sighting and the reported 4:31 p.m. departure of the boat he arrived on. The report also says the 4:31 departure time has not been verified through GPS, engine, or other electronic records, and that video showing approximately 3:23 and 4:27 may be important but cannot be treated as confirmed event times without the original files and metadata. The report also documents changes in position of several boats, including Boat X and Frontier Bay, but it cannot establish exactly when they moved, where they went, who was aboard, and whether those movements were connected to Nolan's disappearance. Finally, it also does not establish when or why the Triton began taking on water. The main recommendation is to obtain original videos, phone and location data, vessel GPS, and engine records, and complete passenger roster so investigators can build a verified minute-by-minute timeline.
Now, thank you, Grant. What he said was, it's a nothing burger. Pull it up. Get it back on the screen. It's a nothing burger. I'm going to walk you through this thing so you know that I didn't just make it up. We're going to do it real quick. So pretty much what they said is that they don't have any information enough to determine anything new in this case. They have a couple pictures that I've already looked at that doesn't show Nolan and not one picture on here. Just so you guys know, Warren Hudson and the boys that have been accused have all given a timeline to me where I can adequately and confidently say they were all gone when that last boat was towed out at around 4:30. Everybody that was on that boat, except for, I would say, 3 people, Nolan being one of them, did not return. Everybody else returned on the boat. The boat logs are there, and all of the above. And the other people who didn't return are accounted for, except for Nolan, unfortunately. And so there's nothing new under the sun here that we're going to find out. I wish there was. When it is, I'm going to let you guys know. But just so that we can do a quick briefing through this document, they show a picture here. They have some exhibits on here, Boat 1, Boat 2, Boat 3, Boat X, and then they have Warren on Palm Beach, okay? And obviously, just so you guys know, there were 3 boats that went out in Nolan's group. The kids that he went out with went on 3 boats. They all returned. Unfortunately, Nolan was not with them because according to every documented conversation that I've had and every documented statement that has been made public, they all said that he wanted to stay on the island with that girl, and they all left. Okay? So you go down to the document, it says investigative focus, and it tells you what they're going to investigate right here. It says at what time, which boats were present, which boats moved, when did they move, who was on board of them, and all of this. That's all they're saying. Executive findings, they talk about the GPS locations of some of the boat positions and all of this, which means absolutely nothing. There's nothing new to even talk about here. It talks about the 431 departure hinge is what it says, and it just talks about that there was a departure time. It gives a geotrack location of, the boat that Nolan came in on, which was Wyatt's boat. And then it says witness material. It tells you nothing. Late observation. It talks about somebody having a notable observation at 7:30, saying that Nolan was not on the island anywhere that they could find. Nowhere in sight is what it says right here. So they have this gap between 4:30 and 7:30, which is what they're referring to. It looked like they have GPS location and everything and all of the documents that they have pertaining to this, giving a gap. 4:31, which we know that's when the boys, was starting to sink and they end up leaving. All the boats that Nolan came in on were already gone. He could have got on other boats, but obviously he didn't because he's lost his life. 7:30 is a gap where people are saying that they did not see Nolan. Now, however, we still don't know if that was true, that they did not see Nolan anywhere. It's true that they probably didn't see Nolan anywhere, but that don't mean Nolan wasn't still there. He could have been off somewhere else that they didn't see. So there's still this gap, and this document does not cover the gap. It just continues on. They give this little grid that says evidence classification and limitations. You can go through and read this. TMZ actually launched this. They give you another grid that says source media inventory. It tells you what JPEG files that they have, and it kind of give you a little bit of background on that. So you know exactly what they have, what they don't have. They give a description. Here's some of the documentation that it shows, GPS location of the boat area. I think I can't see which one this is. Let's say it's at 1.6 meters. Vessel it's just a complicated mess. So this is with some GPS coordinates, I think, where the boys were hanging out at. And I think this may be where Nolan was found. I don't want to assume. There's a bunch of exaggerated BS. So, not BS, it's just a bunch of nothing. This is a little bit of flight overview of the island. You go down here, and there's a working timeline. This is their timeline, which says absolutely nothing. I think the Cajun Navy should never waste their time putting this out. And then it goes through. This is important to look at because this is tell you there's nothing there. They got the 4:30 account, and then they got a 5 account, right? It says Matthew Lamp states a passenger was pretty certain a person was part of a group that was also fighting around 5 p.m. He says that I can't read that. Is that Beltran? Oh, Bertram. It's so little I can't read none of this. It says with the blue top left shortly afterwards fast, not believing that to be a factor in the timeline. Let me tell you why, okay? Because they got another person that contradicted it. So it goes down through a bunch of nothing and nothing, and here's a couple pictures that don't say anything, really. I don't know why they put this out. So just pictures there, on board the Trident. I wonder, is that picture there? It's just another picture of the beach. Kind of show you what it looks like out there when they were out there. Here's a couple photos here of what it looks like. And I think these are actually videos, but they're not going to play on this document. So these are a couple videos that put a little timeline together, but Nolan is nowhere to be found in any of this. Here's a little shot of kind of the area they were in. Nolan is nowhere to be found in this area. They don't depict Nolan anywhere. What a waste of time. Okay, this is what they were talking about, that 5:30 thing. I guess this content creator or person wrote a note pretty much saying that they believe they saw something suspicious. And then this person here on the right pretty much debunked it and said, hey, that was us who you yelled at. You should be more responsible, putting out false information. And so what the Cajun Navy is saying is that this was a post saying that they may have seen Nolan at 5. This was disputing that Nolan was seen at 5. The next time somebody had something was 7:30 where they said Nolan was nowhere to be found. So they got the 4:30 departure, and then they got this 5 o'clock and 7:30 where Nolan is nowhere to be found, which consistently creates a gap where what happened to Nolan between 4:30 and 7:30. And the problem that I have with this is that even at 7:30, you don't see Nolan anywhere here, but that don't mean Nolan's still not at the island. So we don't know if Nolan has been killed by somebody at this point, has drowned at this point, or he's still somewhere else on the island with that girl or by himself. So the Cajun Navy really didn't do anything spectacular. It almost seemed more like a distraction than anything. So you guys can go and review this document. Maybe we'll put a link to it so you can go see it for yourself. As it stands, there's nothing really concrete or substantial about this document. I kind of wish they wouldn't have put it out, but who cares? Okay. New video circulating. Okay, what's the new video circulating? I guess they're talking about this new video that's circulating that's a nothing burger. I'm going to play it for you guys because there are people out here that's going to put it on social media and act like it's a big thing and, oh, my God, look at this new evidence and lie to you so they can get you to click on their videos and they can make some money off of you. But I'm telling you, this don't show anything. Not that I'm aware of. Somebody can help me in the comment section. Roll the clip.
Hey, we're out here. Everybody's coming out stuff. 11:15 at the island. Happy 4th.
Just seemed like a bunch of white people doing white people stuff. They're out of the island at around 11. I do not understand the contextual reality of this, right? There's nothing really there. As you could tell, if somebody knows something, let me know, but there's nothing there. Then they played this, or they put this out there. There's nothing there. Nolan is not on the boat. There's nobody that looked like Nolan on the boat. There's no indication that Nolan is on this boat. They somehow just popped this out there to say this is some new development. And then all of the sources that I've been made aware of have no idea what the big Mac Daddy is. Nobody knows who owned the Mac Daddy. The Mac Daddy is not a part of the 3 boats that were out there that Warren came in on, the group that Warren came in on. None of the boys that have been accused, none of the boys that's pictures have been blasted all over the internet have anything to do with Mac Daddy.